You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
Hey,
great.
Derek.
Are we going to have nicknames for each other each episode?
You're
I think
great.
we should.
You're great.
I'm Underboob. That's the original. That's the OG. So you're Nev
so
Nips, I'm
great.
Underboob.
Oh, wait, let's not give away the studio production value we have here.
It's pretty low.
You're probably going to sing anyway, so you might as well just use
That's
that
a
part,
good
you
point.
know? Good thing you put the
You're
porn
great.
away. You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're the best.
You're second to none.
Ooh,
thought I was gonna be
solid,
mean
good
for a
one. I
second,
thought so
didn't you?
too. I was ready for you to be mean.
You know who else is great?
Who?
Ahmed.
Ahmed, you're great.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thanks
Never
for being
change.
here.
You're the
Too
best.
kind of you.
Yeah.
Of course, it's how we
You guys
start
are great.
every episode.
Every episode. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome to the Hug Life podcast. I'm Mike Coletta.
And I'm Monica Nevi, and this is our podcast about positivity and love.
Very special guest today.
Very
Ahmed
special.
Bharoocha is here.
Hello.
How are you?
I am great.
You having a good day?
I am having a good day. Just
Enjoying the
got
weather?
back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice
Where'd
and
you get
warm.
back from?
I went to Michigan.
Ooh, what for?
That's where my wife's from. So we just kind of met a baby.
Ooh,
Cool.
Wow.
I hung
That's
out with her
exciting.
92-year-old Nana. So
You got both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You got to
there.
do the
That's
baby
good.
meeting. That's
yeah,
that's
that was pretty cool. It was a cool baby.
It's a low pressure
It's
environment.
my
'cause we
first.
don't talk.
It's my first nephew.
Ooh,
Cool
Like
baby.
through the marriage.
I just had second nephew
Wow,
born
wow,
Friday.
wow.
So
Tell me how that is.
yeah, so I am one upping you right now. It was good. I was in Alaska. I wasn't there, so a lot of Facebook texting, a lot of group texting
A lot
is
of
going
group-
on.
When there's
Who's
a
in
baby, it's a lot of
Alaska?
group texting.
Who's in Alaska?
Yeah.
My sister, my brother, and most of my family.
Are
Actually.
you from there?
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
didn't know that.
My mom and dad got out, but everyone else is still up there.
They didn't teach their
Yeah.
children enough to
Yeah.
leave also.
My brother went back. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah.
That's great.
Don't forget you can listen and plug and rate and review and subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher,
Yeah.
Racketeer Radio, Thursdays at 7 o'clock. I'm trying to get these plugs out of the way because usually we like tangent
Yeah.
for like 15 minutes.
Just
think
like
it's
how
good to
you
do
said
plugs
plug.
in the
They can
beginning.
plug.
Yeah, you can plug it.
You can plug it.
You guys can plug
That's
us.
That's
You're good at plugging.
yeah. Amazon. You
Yeah.
can also use our Amazon banner, huglifepodcast.com. You click on it, you could buy another puzzle. We've been doing puzzles,
Yeah,
obviously.
we've been doing a lot
Yeah,
of puzzles.
Not very well. This one's been here for a while.
Yeah, it's tough. If you want to help us out with this later,
Yeah,
if you
I
got
would,
some time.
actually.
to do
That's
puzzles.
why we've just
I like
been recording
puzzles.
a bunch of podcasts lately
They
so that
just
people
get
will
other
help us
people.
with this
Yeah.
puzzle.
This
You
is-
you could just buy pictures, right?
we could.
Put them together.
Did you notice that there's frames over here?
Yeah, there's
'Cause-
frames, and then we have puzzle glue that we bought from Michael's because
Yeah.
we were like, yeah,
It's still in the box.
yeah, never really bought
Crafty.
anything from Michael's before until that moment.
Really?
Yeah, interesting time.
It was a
Good.
weird.
It's a good store.
Yeah,
We didn't really fit in. I
it's
felt
an
like.
Really?
obscure store.
It's
but-
fun. I like it.
Yeah.
I go to it often.
I like seeing models because I never built models as a kid, but now I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I should try to get into it now as a 28-year-old man.
That seems like
Peaceful.
something you might like, though.
Yeah,
It's a very zen-like.
yeah.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah, it's like a form of meditation.
I
Like
can just
a
buy
3D
Legos though
puzzle.
too. That would be less
You
glue.
just buy.
Just buy
Like, I'm
Legos.
really into models. I just buy them when
But
they're
I
already
just buy
done. But
Legos.
that's great.
Let's plug our shows. You know, plug your
Sure.
shows. Monica first. Ahmed, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You go
How
first.
about that?
Okay.
When this comes out on the 12th, so I will be in Chicago during that time.
Chicago.
That night, I'm on Comedians You Should Know. The
Good
13th.
show.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. The 13th, I'm at Parlor Car.
Good show.
14th, Wet Cash.
Don't know, but probably good.
Just
I know.
comment.
I actually haven't
Yeah,
been to
that seems
Chicago.
nice.
so I'm
Seems
excited.
I was like, oh, I
Seems
said
nice.
good show twice. If I don't say
Huh?
it the second one, the third one. they're gonna be
Right, and then you're like, ooh, don't go to that
Ooh,
one.
don't go
And the 16th,
Ooh.
I'm at Shithole.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I'll be in New York the 19th through the 23rd doing the She Devil Festival. So if you're there,
Awesome.
check it out.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
It's exciting. I am on the 12 Shiny Nichols show on the 15th on Saturday night at the West Side Comedy Theater in Santa Monica.
Nice.
And then the next week on the 27th, I am at the Lake Balboa Golf Course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to do a little golf course show. That'll be fun.
On the green?
Yeah, on the green. I'll be putting while I'm on
Yeah, nobody booked him. He'll just
And
be there doing
I'm
it.
gonna wear a
He's
polo
telling
shirt,
jokes.
so watch out. I'll wear a polo shirt. You have shows you want to plug coming up?
Yeah, I think tomorrow, the 13th, I'll be on the Huge show and Boy Band. And then on Friday, the 14th, my album comes out, debuts on iTunes. It's called Almond Badooty.
That's a great name. It's an amazing name.
Thank you. And also my half-hour premieres on Comedy Central the same night.
Oh, that's really exciting.
But after midnight on Friday, so technically Saturday.
Oh,
12:30 Comedy
Saturday
Central.
thing.
Yeah.
There you go. You can
That's
see him
awesome.
live, or you can watch him if you can't make it. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's
So
great.
that's really exciting. Where did you record your album?
At Comedy on State in Madison, Wisconsin,
Oh, yeah?
which was really cool. I'd
Yeah.
never been there before,
I've
but
heard good things.
yeah,
about
I'd heard
that,
a
so
lot of good things, and it was probably one of the best clubs I've ever been to.
That's awesome.
That's
Well, that's
awesome.
a great
Yeah,
place
right.
to get an
Yeah.
album. Is this your first album, or? Have you...
Yeah, first album. This is first album doing comedy for 12 years now. So
Wow.
That's
12
cool.
year in the making album.
Yeah.
There you go. That's so it's
awesome.
gonna be
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
rocking. That's
Yeah.
great.
It's a lot of
Well,
old
that's-
jokes now.
It's like, actually, you did all the material from the first 5
Yeah,
years.
I don't want to lose any of that good stuff.
Yeah. But there you go. If you go and see him live, you'll see different stuff. That works. That's exciting. That's really
Thanks.
exciting. And
Yeah,
the
I'm
half hour,
excited.
I forgot. I knew that you had done one. I didn't know when it was
Yeah.
going to come out, though. So that's
Yeah, it's cool. Comedy Central did the album too, so they lined them up together to
That's perfect.
help
Oh,
each other.
that's
I think.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, look at them and their marketing
Yeah,
abilities.
look at how they're good
Yeah,
there
they
in
know what
It's
they're
marketing.
like they thought about it. Or
It's like
something.
they only do comedy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think they're the center of comedy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Can people find you like on social media? or
Yeah,
anything?
on Facebook, facebook.com/Ahmed Comedy, I believe. And then my website is up now. It's not great,
Nice.
but it might get better soon.
Keep checking back.
AhmedBharoocha.com. Yeah.
Keep checking back at Ahmed
You can
Bharoocha.com.
pre-order the album on the website right now.
Oh,
It's-
nice.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
pretty much all you could do. And there's a picture of me that you could see.
Yeah,
So
if
that's
you're
pretty
wondering
cool.
what he looks like.
But then I'll post shows on there and stuff too. That's just AhmedBharoocha.com, which is AhmedBharoocha.com.
There you go.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go back to this moment to see how to spell
Yeah,
your name when I
exactly.
post the episode. So thank you for that.
I usually don't spell it, but then I'm like, well, no one's ever going to find it.
The hard part is
Just gotta
sometimes I
guess.
go on Facebook to check people's names, but then they change their name to some weird nickname.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
why are you doing that? Why are you throwing me off? I need your legal name right
Yeah.
now. Just put that on
Trying to
Facebook.
find you.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And you can follow us. I'm at Monica Nevi.
At
whatever.
me, Coletta.
There you
You
go.
can just search me on Facebook. I don't know what my backslash thing is, you know?
Yeah, I just found it out.
Yeah, the link thing. You can figure that out. Do you have a link thing set up on yours?
It's for my fan page. It's just / Monica Nevi. I
Oh.
think my actual one is like Nevi M15 or some crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underscore.
Yeah. Well, it was, when I was in college is when,
Yeah,
God, I was like
Yeah.
18 or whatever.
I got Facebook. I remember I had to wait until I got accepted to a college to join Facebook.
Yeah, that's when it
used to be like.
Right, when it
So
was
funny.
just
now
college
it's all
students.
grandmas and babies.
And then, yeah, and I think 2 years later they're like, it's open to the public, and all of our friends are like, this is stupid now.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
going back to MySpace. Yeah, I don't know. You ready for some good news?
Yeah. Oh, let's do it. Oh, geez. I'm not.
Are you ready?
I don't know
or
if
no?
I'm ready. This is going to be exciting. I picked up an article or two recently, though. Let's check it out.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey guys, good news.
That's her intro for it.
That's how we get into it.
Oh, yeah, this is a great story. University of Kansas student who won $10,000 on a half-court shot gives check to grandmother. She's my mom, she's my dad, she's my grandma, she's everything. This woman, she was in the foster system, this little girl, and her biological grandmother pulled her out of it and her 4 siblings and raised them on nothing. So when she hit this half-court shot, she gave all the money back to her grandma, which is an awesome story.
The best halftime
Shot
that's ever happened.
That's the first time it's not a shitty vacation to Cabo on spring break. It's the first time that ever happened. So, yeah,
That's so
Kansas
cool.
University.
You can win $10,000 on one of those. I didn't know that. That's a lot.
Yeah, where was that at?
I gotta start
It
practicing.
was Kansas University. It was
Start
Kansas. They said KU student, and so I'm guessing it's Kansas University.
And is this girl like a basketball player, or is she
No,
just
she's just a fan. It's one of those dumb halftime
that's
contests
cool.
that they just
Half
shoot.
court?
Yeah, and she made the half court shot, which is awesome.
See,
cool.
our coaches used to get mad at us for practicing half-court shots.
This is
That's
worth
why you have a
it.
disadvantage.
And they-
If you play basketball, you're disadvantaged.
There's nothing cooler though when
Clearly
the
weren't
clock
thinking about my grandmother.
when the clock is going down though, and then they shoot the shot, a
That's
ridiculous
cool.
shot, and it makes it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but
That's a
the
great
theater.
feeling. Yeah.
We actually before
Isn't that like what Steph Curry does, just on the regular?
Yeah, on the reg,
Did
yeah.
you see the clip of their preseason game where I can't remember. Oh, Iguodala, I think, tried to throw it behind the back, and Steph was on the bench, and he just caught it and shot it anyways. Like he just threw it out of bounds. He missed it, but it was still funny. No, we did it during shoot-arounds, though, which is like your short practice before you have a game that night. We had to end practice with somebody making a half-court shot. So, like, the whole team's just, like, chucking balls until we made one. It was like...
And so every time someone made one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super important. All right. That's a great story.
Thank you. A lot of athletic stories going on right now. You ready? 101-year-old competes in Michigan Senior Olympics, completes 100-meter dash at 101.
Is it?
His name is Fred Winter.
Fred.
There's a Senior Olympics and it's in Michigan?
Yeah. Where else would it be?
Yeah. Should have been. You should have checked it out.
Yeah. You should have just ditched the new baby in the family.
A grandmother-in-law.
You put her in?
You should have just signed her up.
I mean,
Surprise.
she's 92. She's kind of young for that.
Yeah, she's pretty spry though. Like she'll still like shovel snow and drive. And
do you think she could do like a high
She's
jump?
still driving?
Yeah,
Wow.
she's driving. Like not a problem. Not like hey, someone should get her license away. Like no, she's a good driver. Yeah.
What
That's
event do you think she'd compete best in? Your grandmother?
I would say
Pole vaulting.
She lives by a lake, so maybe some kind of like
swimming.
Swimming.
That would
like
be good.
a triathlon
Yeah.
type
Like
of thing.
she could be
do
in the
all
relay. She could do the
yeah,
relay.
I think she could.
Or water polo, which is an intense sport.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
she could do that.
Yeah,
Well, I believe she could do it.
Yeah.
that's impressive. I think about I see those stories all the time. There was a woman who did the 100-meter dash, like the fastest over 100 or something like that, and I would send them to my mom because I'm like, you just keep it up, lady. Here you go.
So here's the interesting thing. It says the Michigan Games serve as the official qualifier, and the real 2017 National Senior Games will be in Birmingham, Alabama.
Wow, that's even weirder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all
So
over.
there's still hope for me to win a gold
That's
medal.
right. You could just wait it out. You just got to wait 70 years and then jump on
Oh
it.
yeah, what's the age qualifying?
I'm guessing senior, it's like over 65, right?
Because that's a pretty 65-year-old competing with a 100-year-old.
Yeah, you're going to smoke them for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Because, well, this is the thing about
Cool that he
Fred.
won.
It is
They
true.
put this at the end of the article, which I thought was weird. It said Fred went on to compete in the 50-meter dash, the 100-meter dash, and he was also in other field events. So it just wasn't just the 100-meter. Like, he did a bunch of stuff.
He just
At 101.
on that bad boy.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
That is rad.
Yeah.
Way to
Good
go,
job,
Fred.
Fred. Good work, Fred.
Yeah. Shout out to Fred. Lexical embrace.
And then the last one is about Uber again, Uber drivers.
Okay.
Uber driver returns $3,000 to passenger who left wallet behind. So this guy just got in from the airport with $3,000 while he's immigrating to the U.S. He's got his bags and his wallet, and he leaves it in the Uber.
Holy shit.
And the Uber driver is so nice, he brings it back to the guy and gives him all his money back because that was like
That's so
his
crazy.
money.
That's awesome.
Isn't
that
that
would
nuts?
suck.
He must have had
so
like the
bad.
worst 2 hours.
He just came-
wherever it
yeah,
was,
he-
followed by like the best moment of his life.
Yeah, he just
Right.
came back from he just moved here from the Ukraine, it says.
Wow.
But he left his wallet, which was $3,000 inside cash. It's
That's
crazy. What a weird
Yeah.
immigration
What
story.
a night. I wonder if he gave the Uber driver a tip.
Right.
He's like, here's
He
The
did
Uber
it
probably
at
still
first.
said, no,
Oh,
don't
thank
tip
you
him.
so
Don't.
much.
You
Here's-
do not have to tip him. Do not tip him.
You still do not have to tip.
Tips actually included in the return of
Yeah.
the wallet, so
That's great.
I like to tip my Uber drivers. I do.
yeah. But aren't those good? Those are my three
Can you
stories.
only do
You only
cash?
do cash.
and-
Yeah. I usually try to. If I don't have it, I don't do it. But most of the time, I try to have a couple bucks or something. Because I used to Uber drive, and the tips should be there.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that tipping's still only in Lyft and not in Uber.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
like-
crazy.
It's funny too because it's afterwards in Lyft, so it's not like you have that awkward moment. You could just not do it.
Yeah, you could just
they
walk
just don't
away.
even want you to have the option of like
Yeah.
But
So
Lyft does.
strange.
That's why I like Lyft.
Yeah, and I found Uber around here because there's less drivers is expensive now too. It's more expensive, it seems like, than Lyft. Lyft's way cheaper usually.
It's
But-
true.
Yeah, so that's my fun immigration story. Those are the good news today.
Good
do you
job.
have to have a signing
Those
off
were
on the
good
good
ones.
news?
No. Oh
No.
well, I haven't, but
Hey guys, that was good news.
that was good. Hey guys.
Good news.
Hey guys, we got more stuff coming up.
Yeah. Do we want to do the pee spin?
Yeah.
That's when we pee and
Pee
spinning
spin,
around in
ooh.
circles. No, it's positive spin.
Spinning around in
zone.
Yeah,
circles.
it's more of a visual gag on the
We're
podcast.
going
but
to
we're into it.
blindfold you and then spin you around in circles, and then you have to try and find the bathroom.
Hear me thud.
We just mic up the
Clunk.
path.
I was thinking earlier because your album's coming out, and are you going to do like CDs, or are you going to do like download?
The Comedy Central's just doing digital, but I think I'm going to try to print make my own.
Yeah.
And just do like some website or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll
you know,
have some
after
physicals.
shows, I think people are more prone to buy CDs instead of download cards, which is weird, I think. But
I'm going to have both of them, and I'll be like, you can buy one or the other, because I would probably I like physical copies of stuff, especially buying something like it's more of like a souvenir a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then you can sign the CD. You don't sign a download card.
Yeah, the download card is just
like
kind of
little tiny and like that
I was thinking like sell like them for one price, but if you buy them together, you get like half off or something.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, because I was just like, I mean, CDs, like you don't have to use them anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So it just made me think about stuff that like we used to use, but like
I know.
I just know that some people hold on to like the past a little bit. I'm definitely like, I get in trouble for doing. I don't need this VCR anymore.
Yeah.
Like, why do I still have this? So we were at a positive spin, holding on to the past and like being nostalgic.
I got mad when I bought a car and I just assumed it had a CD player, and I bought a CD and I got in my car and I opened the case and I was like, where it doesn't go.
You're just trying to shove it
anywhere.
in the
And I tried to there's like a little crack. I thought that was a CD. It wasn't. There's no CD player. And I was like, fuck. So I was like, I had to like rip the CD on iTunes, put it on my phone, and then play it over Bluetooth.
Right.
This is a process.
My computer doesn't even have a disk drive.
I know, mine either.
No, it's not. It's a common thing now.
I don't know why I pointed behind me. It's right here.
It's funny too because in offices, there's so many people now buying external disk drives because they don't have disk drives that come with it, and they get frustrated because those people are also like business people of the past. Like everything's on a CD, it's not backed up to a CD.
What's happening?
Like, what's happening?
Yeah, I have a VCR too.
Do you have VCR?
Yeah.
Well, because then
I have a bunch of VHS.
Yeah, if you have those old tapes and stuff, what do you
throw them out?
You know what I was talking with our wonderful roommate Mitchell is about on old movies, old VHS kids movies specifically. They'd have fun commercials. Like My Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a Raisinets commercial, and then Mitch and I recently just watched the Pizza Hut one about the kid who catches the fly ball. It's like really famous. It's got like millions of hits on YouTube. People rewatch it.
They just want to rewatch it
because they want to live their past.
Yeah, obviously people are still on board with us.
I think that one. I think because he said mine had a Raisinets commercial that would open up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and his copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would have that Pizza Hut commercial, which I thought was interesting. But
so
that's
different.
Yeah, because he was like, "Dude, you remember that commercial at the beginning of the VHS?" And I was like, "The Raisinets," and he's like, "No, the Pizza Hut." And I'm like, "Are they different? Like, is it different printings based on where you lived? Because that's crazy,
that's pretty intense target marketing."
Mm-hmm. I found all those VHS tapes in my mom's storage
kids in
locker, and I'm
Alaska
thinking about bringing
Raisinets.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it.
I did
children like their Raisinets.
I did love Raisinets as a kid, so there you go.
Maybe
But
that's
which
why
came first?
though.
Yeah, the chicken or the egg.
Oh,
You liked it because you liked
subliminal
Ninja Turtles. Told you
messaging.
to.
It worked too. Because I loved all that stuff though. D2 the Mighty Ducks had that in front. All the Disney movies had commercials
Why
in
can't I
front.
remember some of the commercials? I just remember always whenever I would watch Free Willy, they had that Michael Jackson music video that started it, and my mom had like this white button-up shirt that I would go and put on because he like had one and I would dance to that music video before I watched Free Willy, which was a lot. So
That's a pretty
Free Willy's
cool
the best. Oh man, I love VHS. I still have I think somewhere my Walkman is in storage, like my cassette Walkman that my grandmother gave me. I still have that, and I have the tapes.
Awesome.
there you go.
It didn't skip. It's rad, and I don't notice the sound difference.
That's true. I never
I
really
don't
thought
notice it
about
at all. They don't skip.
I never thought about that it never skipped.
No.
I think it's good to hold on to that stuff because it kind of shows you where we came from.
Yeah, that's good.
You know?
Also, like having to rewind something.
Yeah.
It's just so great to me.
Yeah, you kids don't understand
There was
how
a
to work
skill
hard.
to
You
it.
don't have to rewind anything.
There's a skill to rewinding.
Oh yeah.
Also, the whole idea of recording your own VHS
Ooh,
tapes,
yeah, I
like
used
just
to do
ripping.
that.
Like my parents would always rip stuff off TV, and they're like, "Well, now we have that as a movie." It's like,
Yeah.
I think once my
With the
grandma,
commercials.
yeah, with everything.
once my grandma retired, that's like what she did. Like she
Really?
would just record
She's just a bootlegger.
movies for us, and then like give. I had one that was Hocus Pocus, and
Hocus
The
Pocus is
ninja. Well, it's about ninjas.
Three ninjas.
Yes.
3 ninjas.
Nailed
nice.
it. That's
Maybe.
Surf ninjas.
Three
Surf,
ninjas,
it was Surf
surf-
Ninjas.
that's
That's
it.
what it was. It was Surf Ninjas.
They
And
came around the same time. There was
They
like
were, yeah.
a big 3 kid ninja.
yeah,
phase.
a lot of kid ninjas. Big fan of the
So
kid
many
ninjas.
kid ninjas in the
So many
90s.
kid ninjas.
Yeah, I was like, fight for yourselves, kids.
Don't realize how dangerous it is.
Yeah. Don't let-
Being a kid.
if there's an intruder, try to kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, God, kid ninjas. Sorry, I wanted to write down kid ninjas.
What was I gonna say? I also thought the art of the rewind with like a cassette tape too.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't listen to the second side, if you played it, would rewind the first side automatically.
Yep.
But if you didn't, like if you only like the songs on the first
yeah.
side, you had to rewind that shit all the time.
Yeah. Well, and that's a different thing. Like, you probably know more of someone's discography.
Yeah, because you knew
Because
when to
you would
stop.
really, yeah, you'd have, if I just want to listen to this one song, I gotta like rewind it every time. But now I'm listening
Also-
all the way through.
With VCR, the king of the VCR movies was whoever had HBO. Because you could record HBO, which was uncut,
Yeah.
uncensored adult
Oh,
movies.
yeah, the naughty stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Naughty.
king of the VCR or late night public access in my case. Which was,
Were you recording the?
I wasn't
podcast?
recording
Yeah.
it, but I would
what you were
I would
watching?
stay up late and I would be like, "There's naked people on here."
Yeah, we
Usually
Oh,
we
like
still-
Access had naked people?
Oh,
Yeah.
in Seattle, the guy's name was
Wow.
Mike Hunt. Like it was just some
Oh, I know
dumb
him.
joke. Yeah, it was
Okay.
just. But it was like this. It was really weird though because it was like you'd watch these like naked people and then it would just cut to this schlubby dude with a ponytail that would be like, "This is not for masturbating. This is for sexual education purposes only." And I'm like, "Then why are you playing like
Oh, it's
30
probably
minutes
just
of
like-
porno videos?" That's not-
Really? So it was educational, but what was the video?
He
Was,
like
it
trying-
actual like
it was actual
soft
Just
porn. It was
porn?
like hardcore pornography,
Hardcore
and he was playing
pornography.
it because he wanted to like educate people apparently on like openness of sexuality.
That's probably just
He's
how
like,
he got around
yeah, but I'm like, that's maybe what.
putting it on TV.
Yeah.
no.
But because it was like late
It's
at night, he would
educational.
But,
play
like
it.
you could play it, but you have to say it's for education.
Right, yeah. We always ran into weird stuff where we would watch Jerry Springer late because we would get in trouble if we got caught
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that. But the public access channel would have weird, like there was like naked
Wow.
wrestling, like mud wrestling one time,
never
like just
knew that.
random stuff would pop up and we were like, okay, well,
Yeah,
guess we're watching this now.
it's so, it's so
I always
weird.
had to watch like E Wild On or something. And just see
Yeah.
some skin.
I would remember watching the Girls Gone Wild commercials. They
Yeah.
had on
Yeah.
Comedy
They
Central.
would play-
Yeah, because the censor bars were very forgiving on that.
Yeah.
But the thing, when I think public access, I don't actually think like naked people as much as I think that weird effect where they like mirror the image while it's playing, like it's like multiple copies of like
Yeah.
silhouettes. You know,
Oh.
it looks like it's from the '80s. It's just this weird, shitty because they don't know how to use their camera equipment right.
Yeah.
So it would like look. So it'd be really weird and messed up.
Or I used to have like there was a channel that was blurred porn,
Oh, really?
which I always thought was weird because it was like, why even have it
Yeah.
blurred? Just don't send the signal through or something.
Yeah, it's like
it
how
would be
cable
you-
boxes would
You
work.
could see kind of like you'd hear the music, and it'd be like, and then just like scrambly
Mhm.
and try to pick out like a body part.
Yeah.
Really close to the screen, like
Yeah.
trying to
I
figure it
never had those. I was never like with the family that would steal cable, but I feel like that's from that.
We
era.
didn't steal cable.
No,
Like
but
a cable
to make it. I'm not accusing you.
He's just
To
like,
make it
we
like
weren't
family wasn't
thieves.
crappy.
no, to make it unscramble though. Like you'd have a
Okay.
buddy who'd come over and he'd be like, "Where's your
Oh,
cable
and
box
he could
at?"
unscramble
And he
it.
would like move your cable box around into
Yeah,
the
yeah,
unit,
yeah.
and then he would make it unscramble. Because that was like I had friends in high school that would be, or not in high school, like in middle school that would be like, my dad's friend came over and he like unscrambled all these channels. We get all these channels for free. I'm like bragging.
Cable boxes, that's something I
Yeah.
forgot about.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
big brown fake wooden panel front with
Yeah.
a little glass window. That was the one I had. Yeah.
It'd always be blinking.
Yeah. Why are you always blinking?
Oh god. Yeah, and not having a remote. Did you
One
ever
time, oh
like
yeah,
the
I used to
click
like.
TV like
Oh,
that?
I
yeah.
played hockey, so I usually use a hockey stick or like
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's
some
cool.
kind of
I
contraption.
remember a couple of times just
Oh,
putting
yeah,
a
you have
chair
a
really
system?
close
Yep.
and then like clicking it with
Yeah,
my
the
toes.
toes good.
I would lay on the floor in front of the TV and just like, just, like click the box. Just like,
Just watch it at like the harshest angle.
yeah, I thought that satellite TV was blown. That blew my mind when that came out.
Yeah.
I was
Like
like,
a big
we have dishes in space that
dish?
send stuff down to other dishes, and that sets on TV.
like alien TV.
Yeah.
What's happening? That's
Now
great.
there's just. I wonder what. Is there a number of how many satellites are roaming around?
It's
the
something
Earth?
ridiculous, right? It's like
Yeah.
something enough that if it was all like centralized, it would look like a ring around the.
That's
Earth,
cool.
I
They should
think.
do that.
They should. It would look like Saturn.
Yeah.
Guys, why aren't you
Let's
little
get like a
let's-
tail. What do they call those on cars?
Get our Saturn
tail
on.
thing
What?
on a car. I'm not a car
Spoiler.
guy.
Oh, that's
Spoiler. Yeah. Earth gets to get a spoiler.
Tail thing. It was
Tail.
the hand motion that really got me, but that's great.
All right, here we go. How many satellites orbit the Earth? Space satellites on the list: 2,271 satellites currently orbit.
Holy crap! Isn't it? So they like lose them sometimes, right? Like they, not like they don't know where they are,
wait.
but
Yeah, they ever get knocked
they're
off?
yeah, they're like not in the
Oh,
right orbit anymore.
Dude, that's just one company that has 2,000.
Holy shit! What?
Russia has 1,324. America has 658. Because I think the Goddard Space Flight Center, that's in America. So
Russia's
that's
got more than us.
Well, we actually have almost 3,000, I think.
Oh, I
if
thought you said
the
600.
Yeah. Well, we have 600
Just from
just
that one
other
company?
U.S., but the one Goddard
Corporations.
Space Flight Center has 2,271. Just them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's like you can see all the junk and stuff floating in space in real time. They have this article about it. But
That's cool.
look at it later.
That's
That's what it looks like actually. Like with the
What?
stuff.
oh whoa!
Dude, Earth is
what?
Well, that's
really
like that's
cool.
like dotting it. Like it's like
I
I think they have to do something to make it look
Looks
like
like
that.
it.
feel
You
like
wouldn't,
if I was
you
an
wouldn't see
alien-
that with you
Looks
wouldn't see
like
that with the naked eye.
If I was an
Yeah.
alien and I drove by that, I wouldn't try to go.
Yeah,
there.
you'd be like, look at that junk planet.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
no.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
That is a bad neighborhood. Not going in
They got all
there.
their stuff on their lawn.
The Earth doesn't take their Christmas lights down. That's funny. Oh my goodness.
You know what I miss though the most, I think, and I actually really like it when I go to places that have it. It's a home phone. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
my dad
Landline?
just called me from his new home phone.
I love it. I
You
love
got a
it.
new
That's
one.
awesome.
So that's
Yeah.
a whole different thing.
Yeah,
My
he
parents
moved.
still have
He
one.
just moved, and they both have cell phones. We always talk to them on our cell phone, and then I just get a call from a number, and I answered it, and he goes, "Hey, it's our home phone."
Save that
Why?
number.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's no. I actually was thinking to myself, I'm like, I can't wait until I grow up and I have a home phone with my own home phone number, and that's just completely obsolete, and I never would
Yeah.
have it. Like,
My parents had one when they lived in Rhode Island, but the only people that call it was telemarketers.
yeah. See,
Like,
and
no
now
one
that's
else
what
would
it's
call
like.
it.
Yeah.
No one
Funny.
has your home phone now.
I
It's
think
like
that's what maybe the one reason you should keep it is
So
that
that
like
everyone calls that.
yeah,
instead.
all the junk is
Yeah.
just goes to that one. It's
I,
not your
um,
cell phone.
it's funny too
It's a
because
good
you'd
trap.
have to pay for like long distance calls and stuff, and now I think a flat rate for a home phone is like $20 a month. Like, and just call whoever you want.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Willy-nilly.
Yeah, because they're like,
That's
no
great.
one cares. Everyone has cell phones now. Like,
But can you go on the internet on your home phone?
no, it's what's unfortunate.
I
And
tried to text your home
this is my
phone.
home iPhone that plugs into the wall that I just pull
Yeah.
out when I want to make a home call.
It's just,
Yeah,
it's
you
got a
just-
I
cord
just
on
have
it.
2 iPhones and a dock, and just sits
This
in
is
an
the one.
iHome.
This is the iPhone I leave at home.
Yeah, just sits in an iHome dock and waiting to be called.
Try to text your home phone.
I'm gonna send myself a text.
You could tape it to the wall or something.
I remember getting a cordless and thinking how that was the shit, and
Yeah,
being
that
like,
was
"This is
cool.
amazing! I can just walk around with this phone
Yeah.
at home in case of calls. Like no one cares."
We
Yeah.
always lost it.
Oh, we did too. Yeah, every
Always,
family
like,
lost it.
They always had those little
The pager. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cell phones should have that now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They should have that.
Why? We're still behind, you guys.
we are.
Get on that, somebody.
Yeah.
I miss also the loud answering machine that my mom would turn on, like because everyone would listen to the message. It wasn't just you; everyone would listen to the messages.
Yeah.
So it's like the rewinding cassette of that.
Yeah, that's true. Messages were more communal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
my
but
mom
really
would be
funny
like,
when
"Your
my
friend
grandmother-
called. He left a message. Gotta call him back." I'm
You're
like,
like,
"All
I
right."
know. I heard it.
Everyone heard it.
I actually used to hate leaving messages because I knew that was probably what was happening.
Yeah.
Was that a room full of people were like laughing at my stupid voice.
Well, that's the thing is there's like phone etiquette. My mom would be like, "This is how you send them. Like, don't be rude on a message. Everyone, you gotta be nice.
Leave
you
your
gotta be very
phone
polite.
number so they know where to call you back.
You gotta give them their phone number. You gotta be nice. You gotta say why you're calling. You gotta say who you're calling for. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, you used to have to ask
responsibility.
for the person you were calling.
Yeah.
That
was like definitely a part of being a kid.
Yeah,
for us was like
a parent picking up and being like, "Can I talk to my friend?"
Yeah, is Phil there? Hello.
Dude, my brother would get in trouble with my mom and dad because he would have like long phone conversations with his girlfriend. That's the best.
Ooh.
That's like the best thing in the world.
Girlfriend.
Because I would just be playing video games like, Frank's been on the phone for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Fun.
You could only one person could use a phone.
That's right. Because thus you had 2 lines.
Then we got caller ID though on the landlines.
Yeah, that was cool.
I forgot about that.
So on our phone, I think for a while it was like you couldn't use the internet in the phone at the same time.
Yeah. The dial-up modem.
Yeah.
That's right. It would block it out.
You'd be on the phone and then it would start and you're like, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
That was the most horrible.
That sound like I used to love that sound because it meant you were getting internet.
Right.
Yeah, no. Someone told me that you can still get dial-up.
Yeah,
You can very much still get
reading
dial-up.
a thing.
My parents have it. They just got it.
They just got it.
It came in as a package with their landline.
What was it after dial-up? It was like L something. Gosh, I can't remember the name.
DSL.
That was it. Yeah,
I was gonna say LSD, and I was like,
gonna
that's
say
not right.
LSD also.
That's not right.
And now what is it? Wi-Fi? Is that what?
Well, now it's cable internet.
Cable internet.
Yeah,
Is that what?
that's just what it's called in general, as far as like the one we were used to right here with the modem and a router. You use the router to make it Wi-Fi.
No idea how the internet works.
I know.
It's a series of tubes, Ahmed, and you got to use them.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like
trust
guy.
you.
It's like your Instagram just in our the air right now.
Yeah.
No,
see,
this is what's confused. This is what you don't like is
Dick pics
ridiculous about it. Is this
waving
server
them around.
like server centers everywhere? They're just giant things holding all the info.
They send it to each other. But like, how does it go so fast? Still, though, that's like
just the sheer volume of how much stuff is out there, though. That's why.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like I mean, there's so many server centers and just things like that around. I know my friends would work at them in Seattle. Just giant data centers, just servers running all the time, and you have to keep the room a certain temperature, and it's holding this server center is Call of Duty. This is how Call of Duty works on the internet. Is this giant warehouse, and if this warehouse goes down, and Call of Duty goes down. Like now though, it's like multiple warehouses are Call of Duty. Like so, if one goes down, but
so
it's like and like or
you
like,
can't
that's
Call of Duty go down.
No, you can't. Like so, for example, when a new website starts, they have to get a data center and rent out space for their website on a data center.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just all those are interconnected. It's really not about like the internet's this; it's the internet's connections between things. That's what it is.
But that's blowing my mind still.
Yeah, I know, and I don't even know if I'm completely right. I feel like that's what I think it feels like it is. So
I believe you right now.
So what speed does it work at though? Like, it doesn't work at the speed of light. Like, how fast are these things
what's
going?
Faster, the speed of light or the speed of internet?
The speed of light's faster.
The speed of light.
But I think it's just like because didn't
email aliens.
The internet started with Xerox machines, like
really
messing with Xerox machines and over phone lines. Like it was all
like faxes
and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like all like that kind of stuff. So it's just grown faster as they've gotten better at it, and it's separate. Wow. It's off of phone lines now. Now it's through your cable line. So yeah.
Wow.
It blew my mind when I was like, my TV and my internet come out of the same thing. I was like, what?
You're just
like, what are you doing?
You do kind of a southern
it's like
accent.
Poop and pee coming out of the same hole.
Whenever I'm confused. It's exactly what it's like. It's like poop and pee. I can't wait for someone to email us and be like, you have no idea how the internet works.
Like, no, it's not like when poop and pee come out of the same hole.
Well, like, you say, like, if that's true, how'd I get this email?
Dude, I started with the...
How am I reading this email right now?
If that's true.
How did I get this email on my landline? How did that work?
I'm reading this email on my TV.
On my home iPhone.
Explain that.
Oh, that was a thing for a while too. My uncle had like when the internet was on your TV, it was called something. Like he had a keyboard that was connected to the TV. Why can't I remember what it's called?
AirPlay?
No.
That's with Apple. Yeah.
But it was like separate from like your computer.
It's called Rich Uncle.
Yeah, Rich. That's like he had a pool table too, actually.
Ooh.
Maybe he's been rich this whole time and I didn't know.
Probably,
they had a separate room that we called the 70s room because it was like painted black with like sparkles and shit. And I don't even know why it was like that, but they just left it like that. And then there was a pool table and it was fun. Anyways, but yeah, he had like before. I feel like everybody had internet in their house. He had it on his TV.
Is your uncle like a spy or something?
Maybe.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you.
He works for an Italian food distributor.
Oh, he's totally a spy.
Yeah.
Italian food place, but he has like internet on his TV. That's too fancy for
He must be a spy.
He just made pizzas.
I know how spies work as much as I know how the
He did have
internet's
a
work.
helipad.
That's great. Yeah, I forgot about that part. No, he's
Not gonna lie to you, I think I kind of nailed the internet. By the way,
Are you
Did
like
you really?
checking your
I'm
work
checking
over
my
there?
work right now. Well, I looked up internet on TV, and it just came up with how to connect your computer to your TV.
Oh,
like that's all it
'cause
came
you
up.
can do that now.
But yeah,
Like, why can I just like open my phone right now and just open any random app? Well, use Instagram and then just immediately see a picture. Like, where is it
so
waiting?
the way what
that
it
it
is,
comes
what
that
this
fast into my
says
phone?
is that's over Wi-Fi, which is
Answer
just
that.
a router in our apartment that makes it into Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But it's a connection. The internet is a connection of computers worldwide and their servers, which are like those data centers I was talking about, and we all patch into those over the internet to get to those and look through it.
Insane.
It's all like connections is what makes it. It's just it's been built over time, like slowly getting bigger, and now it's
literally
ridiculous.
a web.
Yeah, it's like
Worldwide.
Wide web.
I just remember the senator from Alaska saying the internet was a series of tubes, and that's my favorite thing to say now to anyone.
It's a
That's
There's like
series of
Futurama.
tubes.
yeah, because
going on.
he also got like fired, I think, or had forced to resign because he was just like taking illegal money from everyone. He was like, the
So
internet's a series of
he
tubes.
Clearly knows how the internet works. Then that guy.
The two people are paying him to say that.
It's the two people.
It's that tube lobby.
We must
is pretty hard.
You know what I was thinking about, and this is something that's nostalgic, is when you have to figure out how to get somewhere and you just have to look at a map in your car.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's
That's something that I was like, I want to try to do that once. Like when I know I need to get to some place and I have a lot of time, I want to try to do it on a map. Like I want to get a random McNally thing and pull it out of my car like my dad had and see if I can find my way.
I used to do it, and now I don't think I could. Or it's like I don't even know like how to find streets.
Yeah.
That would be the hardest part
That's
for me. Is like you open it and you're like, well, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a "you are
where's
here"
the button?
fucking thing.
It's crazy too because those maps like aren't even updated anymore. I feel like they come out for like long haul truckers, but when they have no service or no GPS.
That would
My
make sense,
first
I guess.
moved to Rhode Island when I was 16, so I could drive, and I bought like a book of Rhode Island.
Really?
So you could like flip through it and like just drive where you needed to go.
That's so cool though.
I don't think I could do it now.
Yeah. It's
Back then it seemed so simple. It was like, this book is the best.
I remember taking road
it's
trips
everywhere.
in Alaska with my dad, and we would just stop, and he'd get out, and he'd put the map on the hood of the car, and it would be like a 5-minute break. He's like, "Go pee if you need to pee," and he'd just like look out where we need to go.
Yeah.
And then you just had to know to like look up and like turn at the right time. Like,
Because I would ask my dad, I'd be like, "Are we going the right way?" He's like, "I think so." We were like, I had a boat behind us. We're like trying to get to this lake, and he's like, "I think we're going the right way." And like that's why he was the most excited about GPSs coming out, and I was like, "Why is my dad so obsessed with this?" And I'm like, "Oh, because he's realizing it's changing the game for dadding. Like being a dad is going to be so much easier now."
I feel like you used to have to just read street signs every second for miles and miles, not knowing if it was your street.
Yeah, you just got to go.
You're just
John.
paying more attention, I guess.
Cherry Street, no.
I have a complete.
Or you're just reading, looking up and
I have a
crashing.
complete freak out every time I go into an area of no service and I'm on my GPS. I'm like, no, even though you're still fine technically because it's looking up is what you need phone service for. GPS doesn't use data, so it's just like don't close out your app is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've done that
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, I've closed it out and I'm like, I'll be fine. Then I have no service and I'm like, well, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Crazy.
And then you're like, do I have to go to this gas station and ask for
So now
directions?
that's weird too to me that GPS is way different than internet.
Yeah, you really threw
But it's
a
also
wrench in my
satellites.
understanding.
It is satellites.
Yeah.
Satellites.
Is it a different satellite?
Tubes and satellites. I don't know.
Satellites
Because the way GPS works is it bounces off of where it's like uses multiple satellites to triangulate your
just
position.
triangulate.
Yeah. Figure out where you're at.
Yeah, those are other words I've heard in reference to
I don't know
GPS.
why I'm trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I don't
And
know.
I'm
the one
like,
with
I have
glasses.
no questions about it.
I'm the one with glasses. I could not wear my glasses
That
today.
is true. Yeah,
that's
good thing you wore your glasses, or else we wouldn't know how the fucking internet
that you're telling us about.
Just like my computer's not working. Where's the man with glasses?
Right. It's like my phone won't work. Don't ask him. He doesn't have glasses.
My mom actually,
like someone comes to your door to help you. Do you have another guy that could come? Maybe a guy with glasses, or
a guy with glasses.
Just a smarter looking guy.
My dad, my mom called me right as iOS 10 came out and was like, what's wrong with my phone? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with your phone. Like, why do you think I know? She's like, well, you know techie stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I played with Legos as a kid, so now I know how computers work. Is that what you're saying? Like, it makes no sense.
I mean, more than
remember when you
do.
fixed the TV?
Right, that one time you fixed the TV.
I turned it on and off.
The best, I know, right? I restarted your computer.
Did you try to unplug it?
I just control deleted. Yeah, what is that? How did you know that?
Oh, man.
Remember
so
that?
funny.
Control delete used to be a huge part of my life.
I still use it.
I do
Really?
too.
I got to end those tasks, man. You got to cut them off, especially because it seems like my computer's dying slowly.
I always used it just to because my computer was frozen,
Yeah.
and I needed to do that just to that
Get
was
out
the
of
only
it?
thing that would listen to.
Yeah, that's a master command thing for it.
Wow.
Well, unless you want to go in the command
in
prompt. I could get
control.
real nerdy.
Oh
on it,
yeah,
although I'll pull off. Yeah.
Your mom was right to ask.
My
you.
mom was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about computers.
I
Mom.
know about computers.
Well, the master prompt
Mom.
is the
The command prompt is this area where you got to type in code, and usually no vowels. It seems like that's what they do. It is.
Usually
It's like
just hit my
whenever you
computer
type
with a
something
tube.
in it seems like a lot of times when you type things in like command prompt or run, it's like disk would be DSK. They just skip the I, and I don't know why they do that. It's probably
You
some
don't need
coding
vowels
thing.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, vowels. Because they've said something.
Yeah, I've heard that though.
Yeah, if you
take all the vowels out.
if it was something too. Also, if you scramble
The vowels in a word.
all the letters in the middle of a word and you leave the beginning and the last letter, you'll know what it is.
You can
still.
still
Yeah.
read it. Yeah, it's actually
weird.
kind of weird.
I think that's kind of what dyslexia is.
Yeah,
It's like maybe some something missing in that
yeah,
equation.
that's true.
Ah.
Yeah,
no,
I didn't know that you were a doctor.
No, I'm just dyslexic.
You're like, well, I am wearing this lab coat. Guys in lab coats, guys in glasses.
I am wearing this bow coat.
Oh man, do you want to do the top 5 turnaround? We're at like 40 minutes almost
it's
already.
Perfect. We've already kind of talked about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I picked the okay, so this is how this works. I picked the top 5 worst of something.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are on a team. I'm going to give
We're
it to
together.
you one at a time, and you got to tell us why it's not that bad or be a
Okay.
good thing. So this one is the 5 most obsolete things like that happened this decade. Like so things we used to use that we don't anymore.
Okay.
So you guys are going to tell us probably why it's okay if you still have one, or why maybe you would purchase one now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. First one is a fax machine, which we actually ran into this
Oh god.
trying to find
Fax machine. Actually, I was in a job where you needed to fax stuff.
right.
You still do, I think, need to fax
Did I
things.
fax stuff? Yeah. I when I used to work for a Boys and Girls Club, I had to fax stuff, but it's a nonprofit, so I always just assumed it was because we didn't have money to get like the nice
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, oh,
I
we
can't
still have
remember
to
what it
fax
was, but I remember getting a little frustrated, being like, "Can't I just email it to you and you print it out?" And they refused. So something's different about the fax.
Yeah, it's because I think it's like a phone call. It's like the
yeah.
it's
it goes
like
through a
knowing
different thing.
that you have like I sent this time, you received
Yeah.
it this time.
Oh,
like
I
there's
see.
a record of that. Even though email does that, it's still like something about it. Because yeah, I would have to fax stuff when I worked at a law firm all the time, and they're like, emails are the same thing. In fact, most people's faxes go straight to their email. It's just like this dumb thing that
Yeah.
everyone's like still on.
You can actually fax from the internet.
Yeah, it's like it's called like we use this thing called fax to mail that would just take a fax and put it into an email and just send it that
And
way.
then I think just because it is kind of cool that you used to just be able to like shove a piece of paper into something,
Mm-hmm.
and then that paper kind of just appeared to
Somewhere else. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's crazy.
For a
about it.
really long time, I thought it was the same piece of paper, like somehow
Willy
coming out
Wonka
on the other
style.
side. Like my mom would always fax stuff at work, and I'd be like, I don't think I ever put it together that she still had the piece of paper with her
Yeah,
afterwards. Like I was like, well, she sent it through the tubes, I guess. I don't
I
know.
think I thought that too. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
It's like,
this is
what?
the thing about it is like I feel like if you had a kid that was not raised with the internet or anything, and you showed him a fax machine, they would be like, "Whoa, like what is happening?" But for us, it's just like, it's not. I mean, I could do that over email.
I would say maybe the one thing about it is that it almost skips. If you do just have the paper, you don't have to scan the paper, upload it on your computer, open up your like whatever your file, I guess. I'll call it a file.
That works for me.
I'll take that.
I'm okay. Email it. When there's a fax, you just put the piece of paper on the thing, the number, boom.
Maybe
done.
that's why. Maybe
now
it's
you
because
have a paper.
Maybe it's for lazy people that are just like, I just want. And I know they mean it for like contracts all the time because it's like your signature's there.
Right? Yeah.
Scanning
for some reason
everything.
that
If
counts.
you're scanning it, that's basically faxing anyway.
Yeah.
So you might as well just fax it. Keep the
Interesting.
fax.
So Wirefax is good.
Yes.
I guess it's still miraculous what it's doing. It's just not as miraculous as everything else going on right now.
Right. Well, and you're right though.
And
A lot of
skips a
contracts
step.
is when it comes up. I don't know.
Leases.
I don't know what by like printing it out doesn't count or something.
And maybe you can't hack it as easy.
That
might be.
there you
like
go.
Fake something.
Yeah.
I don't know who's spending their time trying to hack faxes,
Well, that's the
but
thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though.
actually
It's
good.
like, can't you like?
Hillary should use a fax.
Am I right? Get a private fax network.
Maybe she did. She's like, emails. I don't know. And
has
she's like hiding all these faxes.
Follow the email trail, guys.
She just has a secret.
Have fun with that.
She just has a secret room in her house, and it's covered in fax machines.
Just Benghazi faxes. That's it.
That's funny.
That was funny. Okay, that was good. Floppy disks.
Oh man, are you talking about the big ones or the little ones?
I don't know what the
name's
difference is.
hilarious, so that's
The name's hilarious. First point.
I would think like the ones that you would use to like back stuff up on your computer.
Because I remember the 9-inch floppy disk. That was you'd put it into an old Mac. That was terrible. You put it into an old Mac, and it would like turn on Math Blaster. Like Math Blaster, the game was like
on a disk,
20 kilobytes on this giant 9-inch floppy.
Wow.
And you'd put that in, and you'd play it, and that's how you'd play Math Blaster. And it was just giant, and it was like green.
Math Blaster,
green and black.
That was a cool
the screen was green and black. It wasn't black and white. And the green was like your guy, and he'd move into this black empty screen shooting stuff.
Yeah.
While solving arithmetic.
That's another point for floppy disk.
That's good.
So I think when I think of floppy disks,
name.
I think those, and I think like really old fun computer games.
Yeah,
So.
I do miss like Reader Rabbit. And
Reading
stuff
Rabbit
like
was also on there.
Yeah.
I freaked out the other day because I couldn't remember the name of a game I used to play, and he was not able to help. I don't think you guys.
I don't
played
think
it.
I ever played it.
Yeah, and I was like,
That's where you're typing and he's running, right?
Yeah.
You jumping on carrots.
mm-hmm.
The
I
Alaska
played that.
Computer Lab was not very high tech.
We
when I was
played
kid.
a lot.
Just an
Oregon Trail. I think everybody played
It was
Oregon
a fax
Trail.
machine.
Yeah.
You were just sending faxes
It
to
was a
each
fax
other
machine with a TV that was turned off in the corner.
Odell Down Under was the game that I was trying to find, and I couldn't remember what it was called, but it was you would go fishing, and it was like in the ocean with all these fancy fish, and you would maybe you were a fish. You were trying not to get eaten or something,
By the bigger fish.
and you had to know what that fish ate, so you couldn't without getting eaten. That's what it was. Yeah. So if like you were a little fish, you could only eat plankton or whatever, and you had to like find it and not get eaten by the bigger fish. Yep.
That's a cool game.
So
I'm
you
trying to
were
look this
learning,
up
you
right
Was
know.
there
now.
some learning aspect in it, or it was just that?
I mean, it was just that, but you had, I guess you were learning about the fish and what they
Okay,
ate. I
that's
don't know,
cool.
but
Yeah, because all the other games were like education based.
yeah.
That one was just fun.
Yeah. I mean,
It's probably also for
Orange.
floppy disks. It would be a good place to hide your documents too.
You know what?
Because
That's
who's
true.
Who's
Yeah,
gonna be able to read
who
them?
does have a floppy disk
Yeah.
drive? I actually, it was an 8-inch, not a 9-inch floppy disk, is what I was thinking.
oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
How
because
big are
I
they?
remember getting a
They're
computer.
both valid.
Angry internet people will call me. We're from Seattle. Like people there get angry about computers.
that's true.
But yeah, I just think about that because I remember getting building a computer and it had a disk drive, and I went up, and my friend was helping me build it. Like he was really the one doing this, and I was like, "Do we need a floppy drive?" And he's like, "You're joking, right?" Like I didn't realize that floppy's obsolete by like early 2000s, mid 2000s, like gone.
Is
like,
the floppy actually floppy?
not the newer ones. The newer ones kind of look like
There's
this. They're
newer
3.5
ones?
inches. They're
Oh
blue.
yeah, those were great.
They still sell these.
Oh,
You can
those
still
ones,
get
yeah.
them.
I have a
those.
package of them at my parents' house still.
Yeah.
So they bought
Those
a
are
bunch
cool.
of them.
But
just look
they
cool.
don't hold a lot. But they're there. They work. They
That's
still
Put your
work.
secrets on there.
that is
You put your secrets on
that
there.
is a good point. No one's digging through your floppy disks.
Yeah.
No one's looking through your floppy disks because no one has a way to look at them.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know.
Hacker proof.
That's right.
That was good. All right. 3, buttons in general. Everything's touchscreen now.
Oh, I thought you meant like buttons for pants and stuff.
I love elevators.
When I was reading the list, I was like, buttons?
I love elevators for buttons.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm a textile person. I like actually feeling.
So like something you can feel.
I think you kind of miss that with the iPhone.
Yeah, that's true. I hit the home button all the time just to feel something.
Yeah. Probably you get less accidents with texting and driving.
Yeah, because
you could feel it and you don't have to look down.
Yeah, I miss the one.
Still text and drive.
I missed the phone keypad, the numbers, and you'd hit it 3 times for like a C and once for an A.
Oh, like T9 word and stuff like that.
I love that.
You could just spell it out.
It did feel better.
Yeah.
I also liked playing Snake on a Nokia phone. That was fun. Just where it was a snake on the black Nokia. That would go around.
Yeah.
And it would get longer and longer and you can't run it into itself.
Snake was
I always wondered if you were able to actually
do it, like get all the way
fill
through.
it the entire. I've never filled it.
I wonder. That's something that we need to look up after this for
that
sure.
Would be pretty hard.
I want to know.
Yeah,
I would play a lot of graphing calculator games too. That had a lot of buttons. That was fun.
I did enjoy. I still have an 84, I think, the TI 84, but I did enjoy like the buttons on the calculator.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I was just like, there's so many options.
I mean, and also
I like old arcade games with stuff like that. Like where you're actually physically touching stuff.
This is all buttons. Keyboards are buttons.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
but they even don't have those on like iPads and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. I get kind of pissed at how much everything's touchscreen now.
Yeah.
Like her laptop's touchscreen, and I always forget if I'm using it. It drives me fucking crazy.
Well, and when I use someone else's that's not, I'm like poking the screen from the. I look like a crazy person.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
And your things get all smudgy.
Yeah, your fingerprints. When this thing is off,
my iPhone is disgusting.
So that's true. So
like right now
buttons,
it's off, and I'm looking at it in the reflection, and it is really greasy.
Buttons prevent smudginess.
There you go. You don't know how dirty your hands
look
are.
Good.
Yeah.
Buttons keep your screen clean.
That's good.
And your pants closed.
And your pants closed. That's right. Screen clean, pants closed. Next one.
Done.
Mail. Paper mail. Getting bills in the mail, stuff like that.
I don't like bills, but
I like letters. It's fun to get a letter.
Yeah,
people send
I love
letters.
Wedding invitations come in the mail.
Wedding invitations are what I get most.
Birthday cards. Yeah, it's exciting to get mail. I think it means more than like an email.
I do think it's frustrating how much spam they still send people through the mail.
They're just not.
Just like coupons and shit that I'm like, I'm never going to use.
Yeah,
these, dude.
it doesn't mean as
sorry.
much now because whenever I check the mail, it's just a bunch of shit. So I don't get excited anymore. Like, oh, there might be something good in here.
But when I see something that's like handwritten, I'm like, oh, what's that?
Right?
What's this thing?
Yeah, handwritten address is the best.
Yeah. I do really enjoy sending people letters that like handwritten just because they're like, who the fuck does this?
I guess if you're a spammer too, then mail is cool because there is no like spam folder.
Yeah.
You should do
That's why near every apartment mailbox is a giant recycling garbage can.
Yeah.
So we should market the
if you want to spam
now.
people, do it by the mail.
Yeah, let's just mail them.
No one can stop you.
Mail them
letters with they're like use our Amazon banner or whatever. Just write it on it.
It just bums me out because it's so wasteful. Like this to mail spam. It's the most wasteful thing in the world.
Because no one's looking at it.
Yeah.
So you might as well.
But it would be sad to me if one day there was not mail where like you just could not send someone something. I mean, like I'm counting like UPS and stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
too.
that's true. Like packages.
Like physical. I guess drones would eventually take that over, but then it would still be kind of mail.
Yeah, I think
I like getting something physical.
You know what's funny is the Postal Service just had a huge national hiring thing going on.
Hiring?
Yeah. It just made me happy because I'm like, oh, it's still going. It's
Yeah.
good. A couple of my friends work for the post office now. In
That's
Seattle.
cool.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, I mail when people buy shirts and stuff. Speaking of which, we got new shirts.
There's also like a really a communal thing with like the mailman. Like my parents always give the mailman a gift.
Oh, that's really nice.
Really?
Yeah, like
that's
on
very
Christmas,
nice. You have great parents.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Your parents
That's
are dope.
awesome.
But
what are their
like,
names?
Omer and Regina.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Omer and Regina.
Bharoocha.
That's
Shout
awesome.
out.
We I like
Shout out to their
remember who my mail
he's
lady's been forever.
No, they moved. They moved.
Killed him.
They gave him a gift when they left.
Yeah, I always remembered my mail lady, and she would like wave to me because usually she'd be there when I was getting home from school.
Yeah.
Well, they're also like really nice because I feel like that's the people they talk to all day. It's mail people. Like just to be in a truck by yourself.
And they're kind of like a patrol person.
Also, mail truck, steering wheel on the other side. It's crazy.
That's
It blew my
awesome.
mind as a kid. I'm like, why is that working?
Yeah.
Steering wheel's on the other side.
Naughty
Let's go. Where are we in
magazines. They
London?
knew who got all the naughty magazines too.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they would come with like the black package, like it's plastic, but it just had black on the front of it?
And Christmas stuff.
Naughties.
Christmas mail is very important for Christmas.
Yeah, because my grandparents lived in
Santa
Texas.
Claus letters.
Oh man, because don't they?
That's
actually,
the most important part of this. Why didn't we say that earlier? How the fuck
Yeah.
are you going to get anything to Santa if you don't have mail?
So
Great
here's
point.
my question, and for all you Santa believers on there, you might want to turn this off. Okay, Monica, you might want to go in the other room. What do they do with all the letters they get to Santa, the post office? Do they just put them somewhere?
They burn them.
They put them in his office, obviously.
Okay, that's what Monica go in the other room.
Yeah, they put them in their office, but I think maybe the government keeps them to
Keep an eye on
blackmail
the
you one day.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh, so in 1992, you wanted a BB gun. You want a gun? Is that what you want? You need a gun?
You terrorist.
You're on a terrorist
You're a
watch
terrorist.
list because of your Santa letter.
Santa list.
Santa's real. Anyways,
Another thing, mail is probably also harder to hack because you physically have to be there.
That's true.
that's true.
So it's like, unless you
And-
don't trust the mail.
That's true. But the thing with like internet hacking is you don't really know when it's happening. If
Yeah.
your mail is missing, you know that
Exactly,
it's gone.
yeah.
So
By the way, I loved watching the show Downton Abbey because
Ooh,
their
yeah.
devastating news would always come in the mail.
Yeah.
That was the best. They'd be like, I just received a letter in the post. And it's like crying.
Papa's dead.
Papa's dead.
that's always
There was a lot of death in that show.
There was a lot of death in that show for being like, oh, it was
Yeah, it's
bad.
funny because I feel like at surface level, like people who didn't watch it would probably think, that's such like a
gets
girly,
intense.
like lame show that so just frilly dresses, and then it's like people are getting like raped and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's like terrible.
Yeah.
It gets really dark.
it's a good show.
Have you seen all of it?
I have. I've binged it
I
like crazy.
stopped it after a certain person died in a automobile accident.
yeah,
I was
that
so
was
mad.
crazy.
And I learned later on because I was watching this like years after
Was
it came
acting
out,
stuff?
and I learned that everyone else got mad when that happened on the show, like in real time. Like all the people that watched the show were like, "What the fuck did you just do?" Like they were
Yeah.
so pissed because it is kind of a
It was
soap opera.
weird. yeah.
It's
That
definitely-
was the most soap opera.
Yeah.
kind of sounded like that.
But yeah, so that's why mail's good. It's Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey. Perfect.
Downton.
Mr.
Last one.
Mr. Barrow.
Mr. Barrow loves the mail.
Number 1 or 5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Payphones. Phone books.
Dude, I miss the 1010 220 commercials so much.
I
Yeah.
forgot about
I remember
that.
the 1010 220. What was the other one? There was another one, but that's the one that sticks with me.
The bee was the bee.
The beat.
There
Or
was
like
a bee one.
Oh yeah.
That old man was a bee, or someone was dressed. Yeah, it was an old man who was dressed as a bee. Well, that was a collect.
Yeah, call
Oh.
and collect.
Yeah.
Like AT&T
Can you
was
still call
AT&T
collect
was
without
you,
wait,
you
phones?
can call collect because they do it from prisons.
C-A-L-L-A-T-T.
Yeah, okay.
Because there's still
That was
payphones
one
in
of the-
prisons.
C-A-L-L-A-T-T.
I like payphones. I mean,
I miss the payphone booth. I miss the giant phone book underneath it.
yeah.
I also miss calling cards when I'd get a calling card from someone. Like my mom would give my brother and I each a calling card at the beginning
Yeah.
of the school year, and she's like, "Call me from the payphone at school. It's free. You just type in the number, call me, and I'll come get you if you ever need something." And I'm like, "That's fun." That was before cell phones.
They should still have them in emergencies. Like people
should.
do lose their phones and things, and if you could just,
Yeah.
we could just keep them everywhere.
Well, I think now they think that you'll just go up to someone and be like, "Can I borrow your cell phone?" But that is the
But that's so
creepiest thing to do to
weird.
someone. That
you're
is the
so
worst thing
that's
to
so
do.
pathetic, and you feel like you're so vulnerable because
Yeah,
you're like,
it's so weird.
hey, you think they immediately think you're trying to like scam them or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Hey man, can I use your phone? It's like, get out of here. Where's your phone?
Yeah. Well, you get your own phone.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
everyone's got
lost
phones.
it.
Yeah, that
I'm not
is
gonna give you mine.
Go pay $20 for a burner down the street.
Yeah.
And where is Superman gonna change?
Exactly. Most important point of the day. How are
Where-
superheroes going to do wardrobe changes?
Superman needs a change, and Santa Claus needs his letters.
That's right.
Bam.
I
Done.
think we killed that.
Yeah, that was
You're a great
great one.
teammate.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. I feel good.
I believe in what I do.
We are actually at 57 minutes.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Yeah, so maybe we should skip the quiz
Yeah, we could do that.
and do the charity and skedaddle out of here. You've been a great guest. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for doing
Thanks for
this
having
with
me.
us.
This
Thanks for
has been
you
great.
like
Yeah,
nostalgia.
yeah.
How do you feel about nostalgia? Do you like it?
I do like it. I like
like it
history,
too.
and I think that's part of it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I like technology too. I don't think we should stop progressing,
Yeah.
but I think it's cool to remember the past.
I want to be like 40 or 50 years from now, have someone come up to me and be like, what was it like to use a home phone?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want.
I also just think it's like more charming.
You mean the golden age?
I like old things because it's more charming. It has more character and history to it. And, obviously I have an iPhone, but when you go to, I just went to my wife's grandmother's house, and it was just old, and it feels nice.
Here's how you know it's really old. It's a rotary phone.
Yeah,
that's old. I don't even know how to use one.
The earpiece wasn't even connected to the thing.
It's like,
hold it up.
Two separate.
I don't know how you did the rotary.
And no matter who's on the other side, it sounds like.
It's a horse race or something. It's that is really interesting. I love going back and looking at their stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I go through my parents' yearbooks a lot just to see what was going on and what everybody had.
You got to remember the past.
Yeah.
What's weird too, and I don't want this to take like a dark turn, but as I drop the recorder, but like everyone, like when I was a kid, my mom would always be like, everyone knew the moment what would happen. Like when Kennedy got shot, everyone knew. And then I was all like, oh, I don't think that is ever going to happen to me. That's like in the past. And then 9/11 happens. And oh, now I have that thing that everyone remembers what happened when that happened,
And where you were and all that
and where you
stuff,
were. And that's going to happen again, I'm sure, at another point.
Is that the last thing that everyone knows where they were is 9/11?
I think so. It may not even be a bad thing. It may be a good thing. Like, I remember what happened when we discovered aliens.
Maybe when Obama got elected. I feel like people talk about Obama getting elected,
but I don't remember where I was.
I remember where I was.
I was a freshman in college at the time, and I was in Seattle, so everybody just left their apartments, and it was Broadway and Pike, and it was, you couldn't see the street. There was so many people, and I remember standing up above on the QFC and looking down, and there was this weird group of 5 or 10 people that was kind of moving like this through the crowd, and you realized on the other side that it was a car that had been going through, but so many people were on top of it. It looked like they were just moving. It was weird. And people were climbing the street poles and taking their shirts off and shit.
Dude, I guess I graduated college, so I was just home, and I think I was watched on the news in a boring way.
I was in college, and I was doing some theatery crap during that time. I think it was sort of rehearsal or something. But or I was actually, and then I was at my house when they announced it that he got elected. But the next morning, I woke up early and got a paper before everyone else got a paper. They gave you free, and I still have it. They gave you free paper where it says racial barrier falls. Was Obama elected? New York Times. I got it in my room. No big deal.
Maybe I feel at the time I was so sure he was going to win that maybe it wasn't waiting for it.
Yeah.
I was so sure
going into it was
I was
just
win. It can't be John McCain.
Yeah.
That's why I was so sure.
I mean, we were sure he was going to win. Actually, the person I was dating at the time, their family was super conservative. And so his dad was like, don't go outside. Either way, don't go outside. People are going to riot. And it was me and his sister that was like, we have to go outside. What are you talking about? This is never going to happen again. We got to go. And freaking out. I was like, come on. It was, but I mean, I guess not in a tragedy type of way. I guess 9/11
was good news and bad news.
Easier to remember a tragedy, I think, because it's kind of jarring, and you're not it's a good thing. Obama is leading up to it, so it was I remember that period of my life where I'm wanting Obama to be a president and everything, but maybe the 9/11 where it's you're not expecting it, so you're whoa, and now you're I know where I am right now.
Right. Yeah, and I think for 9/11 at least, I didn't realize how. I knew it was bad. I knew everybody was upset. I didn't really realize how much that was going to affect everything.
How old were you?
I was in 7th grade.
Okay.
Or 6th grade, something like that. I just remember going to school and all the teachers being like, okay, we have to explain to you why all the adults are so upset right now. And it was just a weird day. But I remember I used to watch the Today Show every day. So I watched that second plane hit it. It was weird.
Yeah, we watched the second plane in school. Because they let us all go into the gymnasium and just watch the news, and obviously no one knew that second one. And it was just all these kids just watching, it. We're oh my god!
I was on an assignment for school where I was not supposed to watch TV for 3 days.
No way.
100% true, and I was sticking to it. And I was in the other room eating breakfast. I was at the dining room table without the TV eating breakfast. And my mom's like, Michael, come here. Another plane just hit the tower. And I was like, I can't watch it. She's like, you can watch it. And I like got up. And then I went to school. And my teacher's like, oh, yeah, everyone should have watched TV. And I was just like, oh, geez. Well, I missed all of it.
That's so funny. You're like trying to follow the rules.
Yeah, I was trying to follow the rules. But the thing is, that same morning, across the street from my school was a trailer park where they busted a meth lab. So we thought everyone was freaking out about what was going on locally, like across the street from us, when really it was that, and it was like national news.
Yeah.
And then one of my teacher's like sisters worked in the Pentagon, so he was freaking out all day because he had no idea what was going on. And like, man, I don't know what happened. I was like, so this was so long ago. Like, I just remember these little snippets of it.
Well, and then like you had friends
the mornings
either had like their parents were in New York or something, or my dad was actually in the Philippines at the time on a work thing, and so he couldn't get back for like a week, and we were like couldn't really get a hold of him. It was a weird scenario. So then everybody's kind of like having a different experience with that part of it too, because you're like, how close are you to that? And it's just,
I don't even remember. I don't think my dad might have been traveling during that time actually too. I don't think he was, but he wasn't there in the morning. But I think he was because he was already at
my dad's Muslim, and I think he was like maybe not right when it happened, but like I remember that week at some point he like went to mosque, and I remember he like didn't come home, and we were just like, what? Hopefully someone didn't do something to the mosque or something. And then I think he was just late or something, but like, we were like,
hey guys.
Missed the bus.
We were like, well, you gotta let us know where you are. It's like not a good time to, like,
oh man.
That's about like, missed the bus, traffic, cab, like so many other reasons that could have gone wrong.
Oh, it was just a great sermon.
You're
just caught up.
I just stuck around. We went to a diner. We went to Denny's late at night.
We just got some food.
All right, we really need a charity. We're at 104. I use this all the time. 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Yes, this month is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Didn't know that. So I picked a charity called Futures Without Violence. It's like actually a really good website. But they do a lot of different stuff: programming, advocacy, and political policy just around getting domestic violence out of there. And there's all these different things. Like there's stuff for kids, there's stuff for women, there's stuff for university students, like all these different things to look at on their website. But the biggest part is like they have the programming and like they help families that are going through stuff like that, but they also are really involved in political policy. And they were their founder was a big part of the Violence Against Women Act that was passed in '94. So like they're I feel like they're attacking it from all different sides, and it's really cool. And it's just futureswithoutviolence.org.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any charity you want to plug?
Yeah, I looked up. I want to make sure I right. NKLA, which is a pet adoption center.
There you go.
We got a bunch of like stray cats in our neighborhood, and a lot of times we try to like. My wife's a big animal person, so am I, but she's like kind of even just the biggest animal person I know. So I kind of like to help those. So
do you rescue kitties?
Yeah, we've rescued a few.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of work. But
how do you catch a cat like that?
The latest one, the mom helped us catch her kittens.
Really?
It was like this really friendly neighborhood cat. She was like in our trash cans a lot, and my wife started feeding her, and I was like, "Oh, don't feed her because now like our cats are gonna get mad." But we couldn't help it. She was super nice, and then eventually we realized she had like big nipples, so we kind of followed her, found her kittens, tried to trap them. But the mom was getting so friendly with us, and she started like coming and hanging out in the house. And then at one point, she just like stood at the top of the stairs and just like meowed until the kittens walked in our house.
Weird.
And then my wife like slammed the door shut, and then had to like. Then they went like nuts.
Then it was like a kitten chase.
Yeah. They were just like up on the walls. Like one like climbed up like the screen door and like shoved itself like behind the sliding glass door.
Dude, friend of animals. I'm right here. I like this.
Awesome.
That's a good way to end.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for doing it. This is
thanks
really
for
great.
having me.
Then check out his album. The 14th is going to come out, and your half hour. And your half hour on Comedy Central.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Let's go watch a Kid Ninja movie.
Yes.
Which one?
There's so many.
All of them.
Bye-bye.